me.
$1, Bob? Yeah, I mean, I don't see a charter becoming available for less than $30 million, and that's more than I know I have in my pocket. But things move around and they shift all the time, and we're certainly in the market to expand to a third car. But the opportunities have to come in the right way, and to date, that's not the case.
So charters have gone from 5 to 12 to 15 to 30 now.
Yeah, maybe more. I would say if I had the number one charter, which I think is the 22 car right now, I would say that charter is probably worth 40 to 50 million. Yeah.
Did you ever see that happening?
No, or I would have bought one 5 years ago, right? Yeah, but that's how it is.
Is your team the best Ford team that they're with?
I mean, we got 2 wins with Chris, which is certainly great, but I think all the Fords are darn near on top of each other, and it's hard to distinguish. And whether we are or aren't the best, it doesn't matter. In the next 10 weeks, you got to deliver, and I think you got to let the results speak for themselves.
There's starting to be rumors that Stewart-Haas Racing possibly might sell 1 or 2 charters in the off-season here. Obviously, nothing is confirmed, but if that were the case, that's something RFK would be interested in?
Yeah, right now I could say those are rumors that no one has confirmed to me that he's in a position to know, and I'd let Tony and his team speak for themselves, but I'd say that we would look at any opportunity.
Has the energy in the shop this week been different with both of you guys now locked in?
Yeah, I think no doubt there's a big sense of relief that now both cars are locked in. There's been a lot of people working towards that goal from the start of the year. It hasn't been an easy challenge, and I think the key thing for us is we're pleased to have both cars in, but we're not satisfied. We know we have more potential, and we want to get all the potential that we have.
When you talk about the charter, what they are now, do you see that, depending on how the new TV contract plays out, as possibly increasing the number of the charters that you would have to pay?
If I had a ball or a crystal ball or whatever that was to predict that, I probably wouldn't be in this profession. I'd probably be in New York in the stock market. But I think certainly the dynamics of the TV deal are a part of a hype cycle, and it's really hard to get a charter right now, and so there's some supply and demand as well. So it's hard to predict where it's going to go. I would not have predicted it would go as far as it's gone in the last 2-3 years. There's part of me that thinks it's going to regress, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
You won a nationwide championship, kind of the old championship format, straight up. You won your Cup championship in the old format. Now you've participated in this elimination playoff. How has your thoughts towards what we do to crown a champion kind of evolved over the last decade?
Well, I mean, ultimately, I have to race whatever system the sanctioning body has, and so I think I don't burn a tremendous amount of energy thinking about the system outside of what I need to do to optimize for us inside of it. But certainly the dynamics are different, and the behaviors are different because of what you value is different. And I think you can argue in some cases that makes for better racing, and some cases it doesn't. But I don't think you can argue that the values and behaviors are different.
Do you enjoy like the roller coaster, the intensity, how much it challenges you to be 100% all the time?
There are parts I really enjoy, and then there are parts that I don't enjoy, that are seeing guys that have had great seasons get eliminated for trivial things. I don't enjoy that at all. But at the end of the day, the system is the same for everybody.
You made a comment a few years ago that you saw the relationship of being a Cup driver at the lower levels. You wanted to sort of send an elevator down, I believe you said, the way Dale Earnhardt Jr. did for you to give you your start, and the way you've done for Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Hemrick, etc. Is that still a high priority for you to possibly build a road for some development drivers?
Yes and no. I mean, right now I've got my hands 100% full with trying to build a sustainable Cup operation that can win with both cars and be contenders with both cars, and then potentially grow that, and then of course, be successful, with all things related to corporate and taking care of our partners and financial health. I think we're not where we need to be to say that we've conquered those mountains yet, and I don't think it makes a lot of sense to take on another challenge of that nature at this time, but hopefully we'll get there soon, and then that is something I would like to be a part of.
How far would you like both cars to go for you to be satisfied in the playoffs?
That's a tough question to answer, not because there isn't some thoughts in my mind, but because there are a lot of variables outside of our control, and I think I try to be really careful not to get fully into results-based thinking when you don't control the full result. You certainly control the effort, but you don't control the result in this sport. So, I don't know if there's a quantified answer to, hey, we got to, win 2 races in the playoffs and finish, in the top, 8 with both cars. I don't think we have that as a frame of reference. But I do think I'd like to see us show speed. I'd like to see us contend. I'd like to see us, if we get eliminated, it not be our own fault. It'd be circumstances outside of our control. And outside of that, if things do play our way, I think these cars are capable of, getting to the round 8, maybe even the final 4.
You don't want to set limits, though, so why would you?
Yeah, I'm not setting limits, but I think without any bad luck, these cars are capable of, going pretty far.
What's the balance between celebrating what your organization has done and getting 2 cars in the playoffs, along with the lineup, including tomorrow night? There's still 11 weeks left, and there's still a lot more of this at the plate.
Well, when we have our conversations, I think the consistent vibe that I hope to set within our company, Dustin, is that we're pleased but not satisfied. That's internally and externally, and I want people to know how proud I am of our company to get to where it is today. But I don't think that's all of its potential, and I'm not satisfied to say this is as good as it gets. I think we have more potential.
So back to my original question, going into Darlington, what's your thoughts when you get there? How do you tackle that track to set yourself up, into the playoffs?
I think we can go to Darlington and have a shot to win the race. It's been a great track for me over the years. We had a great run there in the spring. The Gibbs cars were really strong, and some things happened to them, but ultimately I think we ended up 4th or 5th and had potential to steal a win, and didn't quite play out with the wrecks there at the end, but that's a track I really like, and I'm hoping for big things.
Between you and 6th in points right now, and Reddick at 12th, there's 14 points separating you. 7 guys, obviously. So how do you kind of balance that going into tomorrow?
There's a lot to race for tomorrow night. It's I know all the eyes are going to be on the 23 and the 9 and all that, and not that they don't deserve attention, but the battle for 5th to 12th in points is a very real battle that has serious consequences as we get deeper into the playoffs.
Do you break down the playoffs? And I know we're going to get you in a few days, but do you break down each race, each segment, or which race in each segment or round?
Jerry, I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that. I think I tried to let the crew chiefs and the Josh Seller, team director, handle that stuff, or competition director. I think that we need to go to Darlington focused on Darlington and not 3 or 4 weeks ahead at Martinsville or whatever the other races are. If we're going to continue to have the success we're having.
It looks like you'll be starting 12th tomorrow. You've been fast in every speedway race this year. What's how important is tomorrow in trying to get a win?
I think we'll have a great opportunity. This race here is, it's always been kind of a throwaway race, the summer race. A lot of accidents, a lot of carefree driving, and it's a hard race to really get a read off of anything on, but it's still a race that we want to win. Pace points, pace money, nice trophy, and I think we'll have a good opportunity. So, I'm happy with the speed that we've shown on all these types of tracks, and we've gotten the finishes for the most part to go with that, and looking forward to seeing that hopefully tomorrow.
But you've got some playoff points that you potentially can earn tomorrow, right? Beyond just the stage points.
You missed that part, Bob. We had a really long conversation.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay. We can have it again if you want.
I don't need a long conversation. But is it something you're going to pay a heck of a lot of attention to? Are you going to go for stage points, or if you're around those guys you're battling in those spots?
Yeah, we have effectively 13 playoff points on the line tomorrow. from 5th to 12th, and then of course winning the race and the stage points to go with it. That's a lot of playoff points. And if we maximize the day and are able to score those 13 points, that could carry us through some rounds, right? And I'm not. I have no illusions against that. I don't think anyone else does around me. So I understand there's going to be a lot of attention on the 23 and the 9 car tomorrow, and probably rightfully so. But the battle from 5th to 12th is a very real battle with very real consequences.